What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 2 of our Football Managers 2018 Let's Play here with Liverpool. And today, this is a massive episode. This is going to determine whether or not we are in the Champions League or not for this coming season. As you can see, we have a double header against Hoffenheim. We've not played a game since the last kind of match against Newcastle. I sent our squad out on a little bit of a rest, gave them a break from training, wanted them to recoup the first team from that Newcastle game. And as you can see, they are ready and raring to go. Of course, we have got injuries to contend with. I mean, we can look at the medical centre here. There are some players at high risk of injury who have kind of got to play, which is a little bit, unfortunate in a sense. When we look at our current injuries as well, obviously a fair few key players injured. Klein out, Coutinho out, Salah out. Fortunately, they're not super long-term injuries, but certainly in the case of Coutinho, he's not going to be available for either of the games that we have today against Hoffenheim. Anyway, to start off this episode, I thought we'd just go through a little bit the dynamics, something that we didn't touch upon last episode, of course, a new feature in Football Manager this year. You can see, generally speaking, the team is pretty happy. In terms of training, I'm currently training team cohesion. I started training tactics, which we'll come on to in just a second, but now I am focusing on team cohesion. We've got a few new players. I want to get the team gelling together. But generally speaking, we've actually got a fairly united dressing room. You can see the current atmosphere in the changing rooms is good. No one's unhappy. I feel like there's always a risk in Football Manager when you first join a club and start trying to force players out that you've not really got in your plans, that it upsets everyone. But we've not had that so far. Of course, we've not had a massive turnover of players, so perhaps that's to be expected. In terms of the hierarchy, you can see here Jordan Henderson and James Milner, the big leaders here. It is a little bit of a concern that James Milner is so influential, just because I don't think he's going to be a major part of my first team plans this year. He's the kind of player that if he wasn't a leader, I'd probably be looking to sell on. I mean, he's a good left-back option and a good kind of very flexible player. But at 31 years old, to be on one of the largest contracts at the club, it's a little bit difficult to justify, in my opinion. But given his squad status, at least for this season, we're going to let him see it out. You can see here he is the second highest earner at the club, which is pretty crazy. Looking slightly further down the team, a few other players that kind of fall into a similar bracket. Certainly Ragnar Klavan, a player who's a good backup for us, but with the additions of De Vrij and De Ligt, it's going to be difficult for him to find any real first-team football opportunities this year. He's got a 2-year contract. I may look to sell him on in January. The tricky thing with a player like Klavan is I kind of want to get rid of him, but I don't want to try and sell him and then no one come in for him, and so he's unhappy. Rather, if I keep him out the first team for 6 months, if he then becomes unhappy and then asks to leave, it's a little bit easier for me to offload him without upsetting the rest of the team. Anyway, beyond that, you can see we do have a fairly large dressing room of some notable influential players, although none that are super standout. And generally speaking, if we just look at the social groups here, you can see we've got a very good core group at the moment. We've got a very professional squad, and that is extended even into some of the youngsters that we've brought in, the likes of Alexander-Arnold, of course, who got promoted, Dolberg, De Ligt. These are players who, they're settled in the team, they're part of the core squad because of the professionalism level, although you can see there's a lot of players here who have been around the same amount of time. Anyway, Salah and Seri, the only players not to fall into social groups yet, but hopefully they can work something out. But yeah, considering that we have brought in a fair few players, given how similar their personalities are being professional, we have a united core to our squad right now. And, well, happiness is very good across the board, really. The only player who's a little unhappy is Klavan, and that's because he's not registered for Europe. So anyway, that's what's going on in terms of the dynamics. In terms of the tactics, we are, of course, going to be playing the 4-3-3 today. Just to quickly go over our kind of plan B and C tactics. The first one here we have is a 4-2-3-1. It's an asymmetric 4-2-3-1. It's quite an attacking system. I've done a little bit of tinkering and kind of testing of this on another save, and it worked fairly well there. So it is a realistic backup option if for whatever reason the 4-3-3 isn't working for us. And our other tactic that we've got is this 3-5-2 or 3-6-1. It's a old school tactic. It's based around the Danish kind of 1975 to 82 system, and it basically involves I don't know why Joe Gomez, he should be on cover. But anyway, it's based on this Danish system. It's to do with kind of having really high energy midfielders. It's a system that we might fall back upon if we start dominating everything. Maybe we might try it out in the second season, of course. With this being my beta save, it's kind of just about experimentation and kind of finding our feet. Anyway, in terms of our team going into today's game, a little bit of news. Dolberg is going to start for us today. That is due to just a few injuries here and there, obviously. Coutinho's out and Salah's out. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, rather, wasn't that impressive for me. last game against Newcastle, so I've dropped him at left wing. We've moved Roberto Firmino out onto that left attacking midfielder position that he can play naturally, and then Dolberg obviously plays up top. Danny Sturridge is back from injury, which is good, but he's still lacking match fitness severely, so I don't really want to risk him today. So this is the team that we're going to go into. Of course, it is a double header today. 2 games coming your way in this one episode. In terms of the rest of the team, though, it's largely unchanged. We're sticking with the team that did fairly well against Newcastle. It wasn't a super standout performance. I'm hoping that we can have an even better performance today. And yeah, we'll see how we get on here. Passionately, I expect nothing but a win. You know, we've got big expectations. Danny Sturridge is out. Is that due to recent injury problems? Might have risked him in other circumstances, but I decided today that we're not going to risk him. You know, if we start getting peppered and we need him, then we can bring him into the team. But yeah, we'll see how we get on today against Hoffenheim. I am going to have the match stats here in the bottom corner. I know that's something that some of you guys were missing after the first episode, so you can see it there. And while we're on the attack here, Firmino probably should have scored that. Ballman with the stop. That was a clear-cut chance to kind of open things off. And well, we need to defend here. Zuber, edge of the box. Hoffenheim, a scary side. You know, they're not going to be pushovers by any means. And the ball whipped in here. Mignolet, he kind of deals with it, albeit not that convincingly. But, well, he dealt with the situation at hand, I guess. I'm not overly convinced by Mignolet, but I want to give him a chance here. Anyway, we've got our match stats set up now, so you guys can kind of keep track of exactly how it's going on. I like these match stats between games, or between highlights in games. I kind of wish you could customize which stats it shows. Stuff like yellow cards, you obviously can see on the player lists, and I kind of feel like stuff like clear-cut chances or pass completion would probably be a better use of that space. But anyway, so far, fairly even game. Hoffenheim having significantly more of the ball, though, which is a little less than ideal. Of course, we are playing this attacking high-pressure system, and they're yet to break us down. So we'll stick with it, at least for the end of the first half. Of course, we could switch to the 4-2-3-1. We are struggling to kind of keep hold of the ball. Let's have a look at the analysis here. So you can see here, Kramaric is being allowed space. He's going to punish us with long-range shooting. That's not ideal. We're struggling to keep the ball. Do we want to retain possession? Also, not entirely sure how useful this graphic is, but I'll allow it. So a lot of their possession coming in the centre of the midfield here, it seems like. Just off their front men. I could maybe drop Seri back to, I want to say ball-winning midfielder. He's not that great at winning the ball, to be honest. Emre Can is probably a little better suited to that. Let's try this. I'm going to change Seri to box. And we're going to change Emre Can to ball-winning midfielder on... we'll go on support. So really, he's going to be hunting down the ball. We want to apply a little bit more pressure, give Hoffenheim less time to kind of, I guess, have the ball. With our current system, we are kind of pressing very high. Both our box-to-box midfielder and Mazzala. They're going to get high up the pitch. It's going to leave Jordan Henderson kind of standing off his men. He is playing that deep-line playmaker role for us. He has taken a knock. He wants to come off. It looks like it could be a bruised ankle. Mate, you're not coming off with a bruised ankle, not in this kind of game. Anyway, first half, very underwhelming here for us against Hoffenheim. Good that we've not conceded an away goal yet, but statistically, it's not been ideal. I'm now wondering if I want to switch to the 4-2-3-1. In terms of how we'd line up with it, it would probably be something like this, and then maybe taking off Seri or Can. I think we are going to do this. I'm going to bring in, I think, Wijnaldum to play the advanced playmaker role. Of course, this is a role that normally Coutinho would play, but unfortunately we're without him for now. The other option that we would have is actually to play Roberto Firmino as an advanced playmaker, which he probably could do. His passing range isn't the best, but he can certainly play there. Seri's just not had a game to remember. So I think we'll make the changes there, and we'll bring in Oxlade-Chamberlain. Obviously, mixing it up system-wise the first time we're going to have played this. The players have, as you can see, been training with this. Their familiarity with it is fairly solid. Yeah, we'll see how we get on here. But I am going to get a little bit shouty at them. I'm not happy, boys, with it so far. Mignolet, 4 shots saved. He's been keeping us in it. But, well, as you can see here, both teams creating chances. We have had that one solitary clear-cut chance all game, which we squandered really early on. The kind of chance that just fell a little bit too early. But, well, let's see how this 4-2-3-1 works. It's our first time trying it out, and, well, the ball whipped in. Dolberg trying to get there. Unfortunately, it's not going to reach him. But, well, the ball recycled nicely. I don't know why I'm commentating this. This is the pointless highlight to start the half, and we all know it. There you go, it ends. Obviously, Oxlade-Chamberlain, maybe a bit of a point for him to prove. He was very underwhelming against Newcastle. He's got 45 minutes to make a difference. Dolberg, not looking great. Maybe we could bring in Sturridge if he doesn't have an impact on the game. But while the ball whipped in here, no one in the box, though. Jordan Henderson, though, recycles the play to Mane. He was the difference maker previously. And Dolberg puts the ball wide of the post, but it was very narrowly wide. It could have gone in on another day. An ambitious effort from the edge of the 18-yard box. Yeah, 60 minutes gone here. I'm going to make a change. Dolberg, you've done okay, my friend, but I think we need to mix things up here. And I think, do I want to make a double change now? See, part of me wants to take him off for Sturridge. Part of me wants to bring in Wijnaldum for Chan. I'm going to bring in Wijnaldum for now, but that striker change is something that we might do if this just doesn't kind of come to fruition. Anyway, we've got a set piece, maybe? No, for a second I thought the corner was going to lead to something, but alas, it was a false alarm, unfortunately for us. And well, you can see here, we're not creating a lot. We need to defend here. Ball whipped in. Henderson heads it away to safety, but well, the ball whipped into the box. Scramble in the box, and it's bundled away by Vogt in the end. Not ideal at all. Danny Sturridge, get on the pitch. Coming off the back of an injury, I didn't want to start him. He wasn't ready to be risked. But with 22 minutes in this game gone, or in this game left, we need to make that change. We need to get a goal here because we have just conceded a crucial away goal. And well, I kind of want to blame Mignolet for not getting up quicker to the second shot, but ultimately, you can't be affording to let a player have 2 bites of the cherry inside your 6-yard box. It's not going to work out for you. And well, maybe we can bounce back immediately. Joe Gomez, Jordan Henderson, inside to Bobby Firmino. Wijnaldum, the sub, gets it to Oxlade-Chamberlain, who hits it. What a finish that is, my friend. We needed him to step up. He's come on off the bench. Great to see Wijnaldum with the assist as well. 2 of our subs linking up well. All came from this throw-in on the opposite side to where it actually ended up being, the shot ended up being taken from. But nice build-up play here. Oxlade-Chamberlain, very kind of confident effort there from the edge of this 18-yard box. And well, in his second game here at Liverpool in Football Manager, he's probably already contributed more than he has done in real life for Liverpool. Anyway, we're on the attack again here. I shouldn't be throwing shade at Oxlade-Chamberlain because he's going to score again. Who is this man? 2 goals in quick succession. We have bounced back from behind. It's the sub once more. I don't think there was an assister on that technically. Moreno with the throw-in. Henderson tackled. Moreno deflected kind of cross effort. And well, what a finish that is into the top corner. And, well, we have turned this around very quickly, and it's actually been our subs which have made the difference. And you'd have to say, looking at the stats, we probably deserve it. And we're on the attack again here. I mean, Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's going to want the hat-trick, but we need to be careful here. We don't want to get complacent. We don't want to get overconfident, having worked so hard to get into the lead of this game. And, well, Hoffenheim, they are looking to catch us out here. Edge of the box. Nice tackle by De Vrij. Shot wide of the mark. I think Mignolet did have it covered in the end. Anyway, tactically, I feel like things are going okay. Do I want to go more defensive? I feel like if we go more defensive, we risk opening ourselves up to, more attack. So I'm going to stay on the front foot here. It's worked for us in the second half. And, well, Moreno to Henderson, playing that deep line playmaker role to Joe Gomez. Mane drifting wide. Could he get in the cross here? He does. Back post. Wijnaldum's there. It's another one of the subs with a goal. It's 3-1. And suddenly, this game looks like it's been really comfortable, which is anything but the case. We have stepped up in this second half. Well, not in the second half, in the latter stages of this second half. And while Mane, nice play, finds some space, beats his man, uses that pace, puts it on a platter. Wijnaldum finds the back of the net, makes it 3-1 here. And Hoffenheim, they've blown their lead. And, well, that decision not to go more defensive has kind of paid off, you'd have to say. And, well, for the likes of Wijnaldum and Oxlade-Chamberlain, they have suddenly put themselves in a situation where they are going to be fighting for a first-team spot in the club. And it does seem like with that goal by Wijnaldum, that is going to wrap up this first game for us. De Vrij, back to Mignolet. That's going to be game over. A 3-1 result, a very good home result. Still, perhaps a little bit of a concern that we did go a goal down in this game and struggle for large spells of it. But the subs made the difference. You can see 3 goals for us in 10 minutes. We turned around that game very quickly. It was a good response to going a goal down. And, yeah, you've got to tell the players that was very good in the end. Eventually, we got there. And, well, we got what I think was a deserved victory in the end. Anyway, as I said, guys, we've got that second game against Hoffenheim to look forward to. I'm going to skip forward. We have got a game in between then and now. I'll show you guys the highlights of that in just a second. Don't go anywhere. The second game's going to be coming your way any second. Okay folks, so we are back here for the second leg against Hoffenheim. Of course, we did just play Swansea. It was a good little result for us. We ended up winning the game convincingly 2-0. Statistically, we weren't completely dominant in the game, but away from home, a good result nevertheless. Danny Sturridge with the first, Mane with the second goal as well. The game was somewhat marred by the fact that De Ligt, of course, the youngster that we brought in from Ajax at centre-back, he made his debut in this game, broke his foot in it as well. He's out for 3 months, so that's a problem. Also worth noting that Trent Alexander-Arnold did pick up the Man of the Match award as well, so that was good for his confidence. And well, off the back of that, we are going to be starting him today. He is going to get a chance in this game, despite a little bit of a fitness concern perhaps, as we do go into the second leg against Hoffenheim. In terms of the team, we're going to stick with the 4-3-3 system. The team is very similar to the team that played previously. Oxlade-Chamberlain is going to start for us. I think across the midfield, we're going to stick with Seri, Emre Can and Henderson. Henderson did miss that game against Swansea, which we did rotate our team a little bit for. But generally speaking, you know, the team's in pretty good shape. Unfortunately, Coutinho could not beat the injury and kind of race back to fitness for this game. We do have Salah on the bench, but with a lack of match fitness and his condition not ideal. I'd rather not risk him today. We'll see how he gets on. But yeah, we're ready to get straight into this. Of course, good result last time out. It wasn't all that convincing, if we're being completely honest. I was hoping for a better performance than the one that we got. But I don't know, the 3-1 advantage is good for us, and I think if we can get that one away goal, it really lays out the task up for Hoffenheim to try and score 3 against us to just take it to extra time. But anyway, passionately, do I want to say I expect to win? I do want to say I expect to win. A good reaction from just the solitary player, but it was the captain, Jordan Henderson. Hopefully he can rally the troops. And yeah, we'll see how we get on. Of course, we are playing at this second leg. We come in with the 3-1 advantage, looking for another top performance. And well, could we score from kickoff? Is the dream alive? Mane, use your pace. Options in the middle, crosses it in. The cross, a little lacking, it'd be fair to say. Firmino going to get dispossessed as well. But a good little attacking start for us today. And well, is it just me, or is this pitch really green? It looks really... Maybe I'm going crazy. It just seems way greener than any pitch I've ever seen before. But either way, we've won the ball here. Seri bringing it forward to Bobby Firmino. Options on running ahead. Seri. I think that's Emre Can making the run. It is. He lays it through to Roberto Firmino. Can he bury it? He's tackled, but Oxlade-Chamberlain, he comes up once more with another goal for us. He is turning into our saviour in this Champions League qualifying. It's his 3rd goal in 2 games against Hoffenheim. Little bit of fortune about it. After the initial chance was squandered, you wondered if that was maybe chance over. The tackle was absolutely insane by Nordveit, to be fair. But well, Oxlade-Chamberlain, he sniffed out the opportunity. He found the back of the net. And well, with 2.5 minutes gone, we are cruising now. 4-1 up. Hoffenheim needing 3 goals in this game. And well, if we can get 1 more, suddenly Hoffenheim need 5. And I feel like at that point, it's probably game over. But you look at the stats in this game, we are not all that convincing right now, statistically, in the game. Looking at the analysis, they're getting a few crosses from their right-hand side, so we're going to close that down more. We're not doing great at keeping the ball. I don't really like playing retained possession. I feel like sometimes it kind of actually can be a bit of a handicap. So we are going to stick with what we're doing. Perhaps worth noting, there is a little bit of kind of options maybe to change things up as this game goes on. Obviously, we're sticking with a 4-3-3 for now. But I will be honest, I've not been entirely convinced with it so far. But the 4-2-3-1 has come good for us already, obviously in the previous leg. And it's an option that we may fall back on, as the game progresses. Anyway, 25 minutes gone. After that initial goal, not a whole lot happening. Statistically, we've had 2 shots on target after half an hour. It's not been a classic, but we don't need it to be a classic. This was a really tricky game against Hoffenheim, and at least as things stand, we are going to cruise through to the group stage of the Champions League, which is, well, essential this season. But, this was a bit of a banana peel, the kind of set of fixtures that you can easily kind of discount as gimmies and slip up. And while we need to make sure that we don't treat them as gimmies, because a goal for Hoffenheim here, and they have a bit of momentum. But, well, De Vrij, what a tackle that is. Ball up to Firmino. Crosses the play across to Chamberlain, who has the pace to break through. Can he finish it? Tight angle. Smashes it at the near post. But Bournemouth, nice save by the keeper there. And, well, look, we have a corner here to maybe try and make something happen. Seri going to whip it in. Cleared away. And, well, so far, so good. It would have been good to get the goal there, wouldn't it, really? Just to find ourselves, basically through at that point. They'd need 5 goals. And Seri, edge of the box, free kick, hits it just over the crossbar. We are looking for that 5th goal that would really put this game beyond doubt. at half-time. It does look like it's going to be just 1-0 on the night. That early goal, the difference maker right now. And, well, you'd have to say mission... I want to say mission accomplished, but mission certainly on course as far as we're concerned. I absolutely love the new stadiums in FM as well this year. I think the 3D does look vastly improved. I'm still a little bit off-put by how green the grass is. Sometimes the ball can be a little bit difficult to spot. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem in their own saves. Hopefully it's okay in the videos that we've been doing. I don't think anyone's complained about it yet. Oxlade-Chamberlain, I knew it was going too well. He's twisted his knee. That is a few week-long injury. It's probably a little bit too early to be bringing on Salah. Just that lack of match fitness is a bit of a concern. So I'll bring in Dolberg to play there. Obviously the record transfer for a Danish player when he joined us at the start of the season, ahead of Højbjerg of Southampton. That was the previous record transfer. And at £18 million, whilst he's a young player, you expect him to chip in with a fair few goals. And, well, he's going to have the best part of this second half to try and do just that for us. Anyway, Seri, big ball up. Firmino can't get there. Zuba at the back, lays it back to the keeper. You're always hoping, especially during the betas of Football Manager, the goalkeeper's just going to do something really weird and you're going to benefit from it. But, well, the attack here goes through and Mignolet has done something weird and unexpected. He's made a save. And, we've dealt with that quite nicely. 20 minutes left in this game. Maybe you could bring on Salah and Sturridge if I wanted to, but I don't know. I feel like for now we'll just stick with what we've got. Big ball forward. This could be a chance for this guy, Oof. I have no idea if that's how you say his name, but we're going to go with it. Another save by Mignolet. I mean, maybe I should just take back all the criticisms I've said of Mignolet so far. I've been throwing shade at him. He's been coming good for us in this game, though. The few times where he's been tested, and, well, it's going to be a goal kick to us. I think with kind of 15 minutes left, we might just bring on Salah just to give him a little bit of time, assuming the result doesn't change too much here. And, well, Mane bringing the ball forward. Lots of options over on this left-hand side. Tackle comes in. Seri's there. Dolberg, can he hit it? That's a pen, surely. It is a pen. This is the chance with 20 minutes left to just cement our spot in the Champions League group stage. It's going to be Roberto Firmino stepping up for it. Can he score? That's going to be the question, of course. He is playing a striker today. Can he get himself on the score sheet? He hits it, smashes it in, finds the back of the net. A lovely little penalty there. And, well, that's game over, isn't it, at that point? I think on that note, I am actually going to sub him off, which I'm sure he's going to be absolutely delighted about. We're going to bring in Salah. And actually, I'm going to swap him and Mane around so they can cut in on their stronger foot. Because Mane's right-footed, Salah's left-footed. So that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Defensively, we've looked great. Alexander-Arnold, you'd have to say, for the youngster, he's had a fantastic performance. Of course, coming in with a bit of pressure on his shoulders. Did get man of the match last time against Swansea, perhaps showing that he is ready for regular first-team football and kind of ready to rotate with Gomez. Anyway, we have still got one more sub that we can make if we want to, but I think for now we'll just stick with this. It's working for us. The 4-3-3, I said, I was a little bit dubious about it. It's come good in this second half. We've looked like the better team, although, well, Hoffenheim, they're bringing the ball forward here. Kramaric brings it forward. Ball whipped in, blocked away, but only to the edge of the box. Emre Can, he looks very lazy in his defending there. In the end, Dolberg picks it up. Nice hold-up play by him. Can't quite find Mane. Of course, this is Salah's live commentary debut. And in fact, it's his debut in a competitive game whilst I've been manager, which I guess makes it his debut in real life in FM, if that makes sense. It's his first game for the club. That's what I'm trying to say. And, well, maybe he can have the impact. Maybe. Although we could be in trouble here. Mignolet can't stop that. We lose the clean sheet. Marcouf gets the goal. It's only going to be a consolation here. But, I mean, it would have been nice, wouldn't it, to keep the clean sheet? That would have been too much to ask for. It would have been too much to expect. Ball forward. And, well, Oof smashes it in the end into that bottom right corner to make it 2-1 on the night. 5-2 on aggregate. Still very comfortable. We'll make our last change right now. We'll bring in Sturridge, I think, for Mane. Just play him out on the left. It's not a position he's particularly comfortable playing, but it doesn't need to be comfortable. This is the kind of game where we can just help Sturridge build up a bit of match fitness. Of course, did score against Swansea, so he is coming in with, a little bit of form. It was good to see him get that goal off the back of his injury, and, well, he's just going to get a little bit of time here to stretch his legs as we are going to go into the closing stages, and it seems like that is going to be all she wrote for this game. A good performance, obviously fantastic to reach the Champions League group stage without any real complications in the end. Perhaps midway through the first leg you would have been a little bit concerned, but ultimately we've shown our class over 2 legs. Very happy with that, boys. Please do keep it up. Anyway, I did forget to mention one little transfer bit of news that happened actually after the Swansea game. We'll go over that just quickly now. And it was the addition of a goalkeeper. I've brought in Predrag Rajkovic, very well-known goalkeeper if you've been playing Football Manager, a go-to goalkeeper as well, a very good player, 21 years old, has room to improve. Whilst I like Mignolet, I'm not overly convinced by him as a long-term kind of player in this area of the pitch, and I do feel like Rajkovic might be an option to look into, as a potential replacement. I mean, he's only 21. We've brought him in for a rather modest fee, Rajkovic, of I think £6 million, which is nothing really in the context of modern football. Going to be a good little option for us. We needed a third choice keeper as well. So he ticks a fair few boxes for us and has room to grow. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up this episode from me. Another great result for us. Bobby Firmino, man of the match. Good for him. Oxlade-Chamberlain also unfortunately going to be out. It's only a minor injury, so 5 to 7 days. Hopefully he can bounce back. In terms of when we'll be back, I'm not entirely sure. It may be for the Champions League first group stage game. We'll see how things go. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode as always. If you have, please do leave a like on the video. It's greatly appreciated, your support. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. It is me, Jack, and I'm out.